at the end of the day, like, we don't know each other, but we're here just because we love football. And so we need to get back to like the core of that.
It's a pleasure to have all of you here in Peckham. We're going to talk about Black experiences that shaped Black footballers, that shaped Black culture and everything that's about us. And I typically write about these issues, but you guys lived this experience, right? I mean, we have Premier League hitman Taiwo Awoniyi. Straight from Paris, we have a very influential co-president of Le Hijabeuses, Founé Diawara. And of course, from Berlin, the man himself, John, alumni member of Darwin FC. I want to start off with the Premier League striker, just casually chilling here with us. But not worthy. Taiwo, like, first experience of, like, playing football, like, where, what, how?
There's this culture as in Nigeria. Every Christmas, your parents have to, like, buy you this shiny shoe. So that was this Christmas that my dad bought me one. Yeah. But because I so much wanted to play football and I have no football shoes, I went to the field with this.
No, that's crazy.
Yeah, I totally destroyed the shoe. When I came back home, I was
When I was a kid, we had a little like pitch and all the boys were playing there. I brought my friend with me. We just wanted to show that we can do it as little girls as well. And then we had like a penalty, and we both we had the same character, so we wanted to shoot it, and we started to fight just for that. And I did it, but I missed.
Yeah, I really I can't remember not playing ball. I've been doing it from like the youngest of ages, and it was always like a way of expressing myself, and it was just so much fun.
Taiwo, when I think about your journey, you have represented your nation to win our Under-17s World Cup, which scored 4 goals that, right?
Yeah.
4 goals at World Cup, something like that. But you've also seen, that team win that AFCON. How important is it to see identity play out within football and those sort of elements? Not just watching it, but representing for your nation as well.
Yeah, for me, looking back, if I could remember the team that won the AFCON, was actually the year that we won the World Cup as well. It's something that brought so much joy to the country, because Nigeria at that time was actually not in great moment. But the tournament was kind of bringing the spirit of being happy and bringing a lot of joy to the country.
For you, John, like when you think about your lived experience, being a Nigerian, from Germany, like how special is it for you when you see sort of the diaspora within sort of the national team, for instance?
Yeah, it means a lot, definitely. Seeing people like Rüdiger now or Mukoko being in that, World Cup squad, it's big, it's people who look like me, who are very connected to the African roots, It means a lot because I would never want to forfeit the, African part of myself, because I'm very, very proud to be Nigerian, and it's something that, is my identity as well.
See you repping the green, white, green today as well.
Yeah.
Something small. Yeah. It's like outside might be England, but in your house, that's Nigerian. The food you eat is Nigerian food. Yeah. The principles you live is by Nigerian, and it's like now more than ever, I'm seeing that dynamic work both ways. There's now so many people that, you might be born and raised here, but it's like, I am Nigerian also. I can go and represent Nigeria. And it's not something that was always the case. Same thing with so many players that now represent in teams from the Caribbean.
We have a lot of British guys that plays for Nigeria, and we still treat each other the same way. And from there, they even have time to learn more about their culture as well.
I guess on a completely different side, but very similar, 2019, French Women's World Cup. To have that moment where you're looking at this team and so many people look like you and your friends must have been so special. Probably more special than the World Cup winning team for the men's, which was, again, very diverse. But I guess, how did that feeling feel when you saw that team?
Yeah, I think it was just a great thing to see. And it was more normal to see Black men being on that field, because for a long time, soccer and football has been a way for Black men in Paris to get out of the trap, I would say. Like for women, it had always been difficult to be on that field, and then to see Black women as well. And now I feel like having that representation and that model, you feel like, okay, I can do it, because they do it and they do it well.
Why is it important that we are proud of who we are and own it?
When we look at Nigeria, like there's this passion in them. In everything they do, they give their best, and they never like settle for less. And I think that's what we Black people need to like prove to the whole world and let the whole world see. Like telling people like, you know your worth, you know what you are here for.
We are in a moment where we need to impose ourselves, and being proud of who you are is a way to impose. As a woman and as a Black woman, I think being proud is also a way to show people that I'm not afraid to be here. And like we've been so much marginalized and discriminated against, that if we just hide, they will not understand and they will not accept us.
But that's what I like what you do so much, because instead of focusing on some of the hurdles of the struggle, you celebrate the fact that you have the power to do what you want to do, and you create a safe space in the community that loads of people like yourself can do that.
What we try like more and more to just show them is that it's just so rich to have all of these identities. Like I can be Black, I can be Muslim, I can be African, I can be like all of these things. I can be French, I can be Malian. I don't want like just choose and say, yes, I'm French, I'm not Malian, or I'm Malian, I'm not French. I'm 100% French, 100% Malian.
I think it's super great to kind of have multiple different things that make you a person as well. Like if I grew up, for instance, for me, like I grew up in Germany, and then at the same time, being Black and being from Nigeria, that's something else as well. And when they work together, you know, it's you're more as a person, you know, you identify as more, you have more, you belong to more. And I think it's super important to just always know where you're from. Yeah.
Do you feel like you are going beyond what people can imagine is possible with what you're doing?
Yeah, I think where I am and we are, Hijabeuses definitely defying the norms. It's a campaign that is fighting to allow women wearing the hijab to play during official games in Paris, because it is prohibited at the moment. So obviously we're defying a lot. 2021, I think, the Senate, like the French Senate, tried to pass a law that would prohibit like all religious signs in every sport. And we created like a whole campaign, and we fought against that, and we won. That was good. We are creating a new like norm for the younger girls, so that's necessary, obviously.
Like, how do you keep finding the purpose to keep pushing and keep making sure that new generation don't have to go through what you're going through?
We are creating like that safe space that makes it easier to just express yourself, and like feeling like even though you have like hardships, you have to go through it because you want a better future. If we don't do it, nothing will change. Like the heart of the thing is that we're just soccer players at the end of the day, and we're just enjoying the game like everyone else.
So what I was mentioning about Darwin, how important is it from your perspective, John, that communities come together to support each other on hurdles or sort of strifes that they're facing?
I think it's very important, just because I believe that if that wasn't to happen, then the voice wouldn't be loud enough for there to be any change. And there are still issues, and Darwin FC is a perfect start, you know, to erase these issues as soon as possible. Their message is just inclusion, diversity, respect. And yeah, they work for a good cause, they help in the community, and they just try to help each and every person express themselves in the best way possible.
There's so many ways that we showcase our true selves. We owe it to ourselves to own those moments and to keep running with those moments, you know? And I feel like it's important that we have examples of like Mbappe doing that now. like with his celebrations or him just, speaking about his Cameroonian heritage, a younger person looks and goes, I didn't realize he was so close to me. I thought he was just a professional footballer.
Yeah.
We come from the same area. We have the same heritage. We eat the same food. I do his celebration in the playground. All of these things go such a long way.
Yeah, like most of the time in France and in Paris, there are still like controversial figures because we hate like people being too confident and especially black men being too confident. We hate that, but like for the community, it's just like a great symbolic, I think.
It's a way of speaking out. And I think we have to continue doing that, and we have to do it because our culture, our attribute need to be seen by other people and need to be accepted. I just want to be me always. I just want to go out there, express myself, make myself happy, be confident in what I'm doing. And the same should go to every black guy.
And I feel like we all respect our heritage and it means so much to us and we're proud of it, right? But what do you all want to see from the future?
I want a future whereby everyone is free to express themselves. As a football player, as a black guy as well, I've seen different situations, I've seen different scenarios whereby like the moment you score a goal, you are like the boss of the team. Well, if one game you had a bad game, you are something else. So I'm looking forward to a way where everyone will be treated equal, no matter where you come from, no matter your background.
Yeah, same for me. Picking off on how you're perceived after you score, you don't score. I would love to see that people just include you because they see you as a part of it, not because it's might work here or it's good in this moment and bad in this moment. It just needs to be a full-on inclusion.
For me, just changing the rules, but I'm not doing that for me because I don't want to be a football professional players anymore. But I know that my little sisters, for example, they might want to be, and I want them to have the right to do so.
Can I ask you if you believe like there's a big chance it's gonna like get better over the next few years?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm so confident. If we have that proudness on the field, we can have it also outside the field, and so we can influence all areas of our lives.
That's why it's important to showcase our personal stories. Ultimately, you are part of sharing these important lessons that need to be broadcasted and pushed to people, and that we're not talking about sorrow anymore. Yet that is part of our history, but the future is that there's going to be joy, there's going to be movement. We're going to build things for the future. We finished.
Yeah, we're done.